Today we are looking at some of the best cricket teams of all time. Now, being new to cricket, we know a couple teams. We know a few out there.
I have some favorites. I think you guys already know that.
So you have some hints, some guesses of who's going to make this list?
I think I definitely know. So
Throw
I
'em
got
out.
a few picks. Okay, so I think for sure India, Australia,
Yep.
Sri Lanka, and Pakistan are my top 4 picks.
You can't forget England. I'm sure they're up on that list.
Oh, I bet they are. They're pretty talented.
But being new to the sport, I mean, we're obviously going to miss some. This is why we enjoy watching these educational videos, just to kind of learn more about the sport. Let's take a look at top 10 of all time.
Number 10, Sri Lanka. Considered among the weaker
you.
teams at the
Did
beginning
you
of the
say that?
90s,
I
the
did
Lankans
say
turned things around like never before. Led by Arjuna Ranatunga, the team revolutionized batting to perfect the pinch hitting technique.
Pinch hitting technique.
Batsmen like Sanat Jayasuriya and Aravinda De Silva clobbered bowlers from the get-go, pushing Sri Lanka towards a big total or an easy chase. With future bowling legends like Mataya Muralidharan and Chaminda Vas coming into their own, the team found a perfect recipe for success.
They still have crazy bowlers.
Today?
Particularly
wide
strong
bowling.
in Asian conditions, the Lankan team rode their newfound momentum to win the 1996 World Cup.
That's it, all the way to the boundary for 4. What a victory for the Sri Lankans. A fantastic effort by them. Their players are charging out onto
Have
the
they
ground.
won the World
Aussies
Cup? Is that what
shaking
she
them by
said?
the
I
hand.
thought so.
Although their time at the top was short-lived, the Lankans proved they belonged on the big stage as a force to be reckoned with. Number 9, Australia women.
Oh, they're going
Few
women even.
sports teams are
Oh.
so far ahead of the competition that victory is a foregone conclusion. The Australian team has always been the best in women's cricket, but they've been a class apart since 2018.
They look fierce.
Crazy bowling. Oh,
What a
one-handed.
grab. One hand will do.
They're just like
Finishing up matches with extreme ruthlessness, the Australians have won every tournament they've been a part of. Whether it's the 50-over World Cup, multiple T20 World Cups, or the Ashes, these women have torn down their opponents time and again.
It's Jess Jonathan with the cotton bowled, and with that sharp catch, Australia have retained the Ashes.
It's true that the quality of the opposition hasn't been the best, but the one-sided victories in Australia's favor are way too many to ignore. Barring the rare upset, the team has hardly ever been tested, as no one seems capable of stopping them anytime soon.
Unstoppable.
Number 8, India.
That's crazy.
I don't
After
think
the
they got
disastrous
the women's
50-over
Australia.
2007 World Cup, MS Dhoni engineered a remarkable comeback that won India the inaugural World T20.
In the air, Srijan takes it. India win.
India's just my favorite team ever, though.
Unbelievable scenes here at the Bulgaria.
Did you see how they put in that timeline? 2007 to 2013 is what they're saying. I think they're breaking down years here for certain teams.
Wow.
From then on, Dhoni
I mean, they had
established
Dhoni,
India
you
as
know?
the team
Yeah.
to beat.
And we've
Hall
seen
of
him.
Famers
Oh,
like
he's a
Sachin Tendulkar and
powerhouse.
Rahul Dravid were well
crazy.
supported by young stars like
Wicket-keeping
Yuvraj
skills,
Singh,
lightning
Virat
fast.
I think
Kohli,
they'll
and
forever
R.
talk
Ashwin,
about
as
Dhoni.
Dhoni looked
I'm
for
sure.
both experience and talent. India's home grounds became their stronghold, with opposition teams finding little to no room for success.
That's huge. That is a biggie. It's out of here.
The one blip in an otherwise incredible
Whoa.
run was the lack of wins in overseas test tours, although they held their own in white ball cricket. Dhoni's men were always the favorites in global tournaments, ultimately winning
India's
the
just the
50-over World
reflexes
Cup
are
and the
next to none.
2013 Champions Trophy.
so.
India win the Champions Trophy as England capitulate.
got
It
Dhoni
was
on
their
your side,
game,
you know?
England, but it's been a
Changes
tremendous
everything.
bowling
Well, but
performance.
there's so
and
many good
Mahendra Singh
players.
Dhoni.
And
Number
Dhoni leading
7,
them.
England. While the number 1 ranking generally varies across formats,
course, that was for that
England
timeline.
topped
We got
each in 2012.
bunch of new players now,
It
you
was
know.
the
But
culmination
England
of a
here, I
golden
said
run
England.
that
You did
started
say
2 years
England.
before. Led by Andrew Strauss and Alistair Cook, the English were near flawless in sealing overseas victories.
Bowled in. Tremlitt's the man. Put the beer away. Put the champagne on ice.
I love their charisma.
24 years of pain in Australia. Finally, they're beaten at home by England.
After beating Australia on their own turf with authority, England achieved the impossible by winning in India. This test team is easily the strongest in their history, as batsmen like Cook, Joe Root, and Kevin Peterson were complemented by bowlers Stuart Broad, James Anderson, and Graham Swan. Although global tournaments were still a weak point, the English team bagged several bilateral home and abroad series to make winning a natural habit.
Oh, he's got it. Stuart
There's just so
Broad
much
has
to
got his
learn
hat
from
trick.
this.
There's
Number
so much
6,
history.
South Africa. It's hard to go wrong when you've got
Didn't even
hard-hitting
think of
batsmen
South
like
Africa.
Gary
I don't
Kirsten,
even know why.
world-class
Yeah, they're
all-rounders like
talented.
Jacques Kallis and Lance Klusener, and an intimidating bowling attack led by Alan Donald, Sean Pollock, and Makaya Ntini. The Proteas are famously known for choking on the big stage. However, the 1998 squad won the inaugural Champions Trophy, beginning Hansie Cronje's charge of taking South Africa to new heights.
Receives the trophy from the Honourable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Her Excellency Sheikh Hasina.
With coach Bob Woolmer,
That's why I was
Cronje's
surprised.
team used
Didn't even think
technological
about it.
techniques to study the opposition and target their weak spots. Apart from world champions Australia, the Proteas bossed every other team around to become serious threats. Cronje's role in the infamous match-fixing scandal destroyed the team's aura, but their glory days cannot be forgotten.
But he was the most iconic captain till then. And you always thought of Cronje as
I do
some
think
big
they'll have
guy
a
that
comeback.
who was clean. You would have never suspected Cronje.
I think it took the whole world by surprise, particularly the cricketing world.
Number 5, Pakistan.
Oh,
In
there's
the
another
80s,
one I named.
No team seemed to challenge the mighty West Indies apart from Pakistan. The men in green propelled themselves in the early 90s thanks to Imran Khan's captaincy.
I don't think we've actually looked at him before.
Embracing the
I don't think we
cornered
have, no.
Tigers mentality, Khan's men roared through global events like the Australasia Cup before becoming world champions in 1992.
They did it in style. They bowled England out. They defended the 249. Magnificent.
It was an era defined by Pakistan's bowling attack, with Khan, Waqar Younis, and Wasim Akram ruling the roost. Batting heavyweights like Javed Mirdad, Saeed Anwar, and Inzamam ul Haq balanced
every
the
time I
squad's
watch
depth.
Pakistan
This
play,
team
they put
carried
up
a
a really
fearless
great
attitude
fight.
that brought a heightened level of
Keeps you on the edge of
excitement
your
into the
seat.
game.
I'm surprised
They
they're not
might
talking
not have
about,
been
you know, today's
invincible,
team.
but their
Oh, I
daring
know.
approach
I think
enabled
they're
Pakistan
amazing.
to land at the top of the ratings at their peak.
Pakistan win the World Cup. A magnificent performance in front of 87,000 people.
Number 4, Australia. Coming in straight after the end of World War II, Don Bradman ended his career in the
Bradman.
best
And
way
this is
possible.
obviously
The
a
legendary
legend that we have
batsman
never
continued
seen,
to
and
rack
I've
up
been
the
looking for a
runs,
good
leading
video.
a team that
We
is
need to take a
now
look at
known
him.
as the Invincibles.
17 Australian men achieved what had never been done before and
Early
has
on
never been
times.
done since.
Their peak saw the Australians play an entire English summer undefeated, remaining the only team to ever do so.
That is pretty insane. Undefeated.
Australia
like
also
they've
dominated
kept
the
their
other
name,
sides
you
they
know.
faced,
Obviously, yeah.
flanking
I don't know
New
why they're
Zealand,
focusing
South
on-
Africa, and
obviously
India,
these dates 'cause
while West
Don
Indies were
Bradman, but
handily defeated as well.
They're-
This
Yeah,
marvelous
currently,
run
they're
brought
still
cricket back to
yeah.
popularity in a post-war world,
They're
as
another team
crowds
where we've
broke
seen a lot of
attendance
greats
match
come from.
records to watch Bradman's Invincibles in action.
Enter Don Bradman, who got a great ovation.
Although Bradman himself ended his career with a duck, the winning mentality he injected into his team continued after his retirement. Number 3, India.
Oh, they're doubling
Virat
up.
Kohli's
Oh, we
appointment
gotta
as
double
captain
up on
in
India,
2015
that's right,
signals
'cause in
India's
years,
ongoing
right?
ascent.
Yeah.
Kohli re-established home conditions
we
as an
have to talk about
impenetrable
Kohli.
fortress, but took one step further overseas.
And Kohli realises this is probably his last go at him and gets enough on it.
The Indians became the first Asian side to win a test series in Australia, repeating this feat later on. They also adapted to English conditions, representing India's constant improvement.
They can do
Although
anything.
global trophies have eluded them, they generally win all the group stage matches before an unlucky knockout defeat. Batsmen like Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and Shubman Gill strike fear into opposition lineups.
Yeah, that's a shot. He's so good
But it's
at that
also the
shot.
catchers
India
are
finally
amazing.
overcame bowling shortcomings with match winners like Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah, and Kuldeep Yadav, who
That is
cut
some
through batting
crazy,
orders in
crazy
their
bowling.
opening spells.
See his
Their
technique on that?
consistency paid
Is it
off
the
when India
window?
topped the rankings in all 3 formats,
just has form.
consolidating
He's
themselves above
just
their
changing
opponents.
What a catch! And let's deliver
They're like
against
the
that match of
chameleons.
danger.
They can
India
do
are
anything,
off to
yeah.
a
They really
perfect
can.
start in the final.
Something doesn't work. They
Number
change
2,
their technique.
West Indies. For a long
Wow,
time,
that's a
it seemed
long
as if the
time,
West
yeah.
Indies would rule
75 to
cricket
90, they're
forever,
saying?
easily winning the first 2 editions of the World Cup. The Windies kept their hold on the sport in both ODIs and tests. Joel Garner, Malcolm Marshall, Curtly Ambrose, Courtney Walsh, and Michael Holding were among the pace brigade that decimated batting orders with ease.
Michael Holding.
Oh.
The batsman, brilliant bit of fielding by Holding. Hit the stumps too. My
He's so
goodness,
not
the West
on
Indies
this
are
day.
really on screen this morning.
Batting legends Vivian Richards, Gordon Greenwich, and Desmond Haynes piled up runs and then some,
Vivian
making
Richards.
for a team that was
Oh,
complete
We've looked at him.
He is
every way.
great.
Nice shot.
The Windies still hold the record for the longest unbeaten test streak, remaining unconquered for a mind-boggling 15 years. Simply avoiding defeat against this team was considered a success, although few ever achieved it. Number 1, Australia. Heading into the 21st century, Australia remained far and away superior to everyone else. During this run, they managed a 16-match test winning streak twice. The team won the World Cup 3 times in a row, undefeated in their 2003 and 2007 campaigns.
The Australian campaign began in St Kitts, and although Scotland was brave-hearted, it couldn't stop Ricky Ponting in full flight.
From trouncing a World 11 in the Super Series to winning the Champions Trophy, Australia captured every piece of silverware available.
Australia came here to play in this tournament, the only trophy that they haven't won.
Apart from the 2005 Ashes, the team largely dominated arch rivals England, whitewashed fellow heavyweights South Africa, and overcame the final frontier India in 2004. Whether it was batsmen Ricky Ponting, Adam Gilchrist, and Matthew Hayden, or bowlers Glenn McGrath and Shane Warne, the entire team was filled with legends of the game.
Oh, beautifully bowled. That's a wonderful delivery from Shane Warne.
When it comes to achieving excellence, look no further than this Australian era.
We know what you meant.
Which cricket team?
We've seen a lot of great teams there. Great list. Let me know what you thought of that list. But I didn't know that they're going to take teams from a certain year. I didn't know that.
Oh, I thought, it'd be like more spaced out 10 teams.
Yes, yep.
But I did like it because India was on there twice.
They were on there twice. So wasn't Australia, I'm pretty sure.
They were too.
Yeah.
They were definitely. Lots of greats in here.
Oh, yes. And we need to look at Don Bradman. I know it's hard to find some clips. I think there's a couple good ones out there. But we need to take a look at this guy.
I feel like this was a little bit of a brain squeeze. There was so much information. Like, you just wanted to learn and soak it all up.
It's crazy to think. We just seen the World Cup. Australia won. They beat your team.
They did, but you know what? They're a good team. So
Great
if
team.
you have to lose, you lose to somebody amazing.
Exactly. That's how I feel. I enjoyed that list. Again, I thought it would be a little bit different. Comment down below what you thought of the list. We've looked at top 10 batsmen from this Watch Mojo, and a lot of you disagreed with it. So I really want to hear what your comments are about this list. Comment down below. If you made it to the end, hit that thumbs up button. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.